do your side. Give them a yell, give them a hand, and let them know you're rooting in the stands. Come on and beat the Mets, beat the Mets. Step right up and beat the Mets. Bring your TVs, bring your mic. Guaranteed to have the time of your life.
Hey there, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to another presentation of our 1969 replay using Payoff Pitch Baseball. We're using the replay PC game to keep track of our stats. We're also keeping a old school score sheet, paper and pencil score sheet. We're using Payoff Pitch. It's Larry Dierker versus Gary Gentry, 1969. This is game 113 of the season. The Mets have an outstanding record of 66 and 46, 20 games above 500, whereas the Houston Astros are 59 and 56 in third place in the NL West. The Mets are in first place in the NL East, and they're headed by manager Gil Hodges. We're right about to start. We go over the Mets lineup. I'm using fast action cards. There will be no dice. I find it much easier to play with no dice when I stream. Let's quickly go over the lineup for the Mets. It's going to be AG center field. Kenny Boswell, the left-handed hitting second baseman, batting second. Batting third is Cleon Jones. He is the offensive powerhouse for the Mets at 340. He's in left field. And batting cleanup is Art Shamsky, who's hitting over 300 in our replay and had a pretty good average in 1969. Batting fifth at third base is Wayne Garrett. Batting sixth at first base is Steady Eddie Kranepool. Batting seventh is Jerry Grody, the catcher. Batting eighth is the shortstop, Buddy Harrelson. And batting ninth is Gary Gentry. Gary Gentry, I will give you his stats when he comes up. Right now we're looking at Larry Dierker. And Larry Dierker is 15 and 7 in the replay. Or was that on the season? Let me see. No, he's 15 and 7 in the replay with a 1.64 ERA, so he's dominating. In reality, he was 20 and 13 with a 2.33 ERA, whereas Gary Gentry was 13 and 12 with a 3.43 ERA. So the advantage goes to the Astros. Let's see what happened. Here's the first pitch. Play ball. That's going to be an 8. That's a tough out. 31, and that is a strikeout. So he strikes out AG. All right. Now it's Kenny Boswell. Here's the pitch. It's an 11. That's patient. Patient 0-5, and that's ball 4. So Kenny Boswell trots down to first base. Cleon Jones. Let's try hit and run with Cleon Jones. Here's a pitch, and he swings. That's a 3. That's defense. Let's see what that's going to come up to be. A 41. 41 on an error second baseman. Morgan is an error of a 2 error. So a 2 error goes 1 to 56, and we rolled a 41. So that's going to be some sort of an error. And what kind of an error? It's going to be a single plus an error. So it's a base hit, running to second, and running to third on the error to the second baseman, or on the second baseman. So it's a single and an error on Joe Morgan. So the Mets have second and third now, and it's Art Shamsky coming to the plate. So this is a great opportunity for Art Shamsky to pick up a couple RBIs with only 1 out. All right, so Dierker looks in for the sign. It is Johnny Edwards behind the plate. Here's the pitch. It's a 5. That's a patient. Patient 53. And that is going to give us a little ground ball and through the right side. And that may score 1 for sure, but will it score 2? And runner, it's a question mark. And on Norm Miller's arm, we're going to try to score. Try to score on Norm Miller's arm. His arm in right field is a 6. And I believe our base runner is a 7. So let's see. We need lower to score, lower than 6 to score. I believe it's lower than 6. Or is it? I think it's 6 or less to score. And we got a 2, and he is safe at the plate. So 2-run single for Shamsky. Two-run single for Shamsky. If Shamsky's a 7, he automatically takes second. That's a house rule, and he does not. All right. So Shamsky with a 2-run single, and the Mets are up 2-0 just like that. And it's going to be Wayne Garrett. Here's the pitch. 5. That's a patient 99. That's popped up. First baseman, Kurt Blefari. He's there, makes the catch. And next is Eddie Kranepool with patient 59, and that is a ground ball to the shortstop. And that is Dennis Menke up with it, fires to first and in time. So the Mets pick up 2 runs on 2 hits, a walk, and an error. And they lead it 2-0 going to the bottom of the 4th. Payoff pitch baseball, it's a blast. Get it if you don't have it. That's a ground ball 6-3. Oh, it was a pop-up. And then a 6-3, and we're ready. Okay, here goes. Alu, 6. That's a tough 0-5. That should be a strikeout, and it is. Although Alu doesn't strike out very often. All right, next is a 5. That is a tough out 10, and back-to-back Ks. Joe Morgan down swinging. And now it's Jimmy Wynn, 8. Patient, 29. That's ball 4. Wynn walks. Will he steal? No, he does not. Norm Miller, 8. That's patient 68. And that is a ground ball to the shortstop over to first. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits. So let's do very quickly K, walk, and a ground out to short. Just like that. We go to the Mets, top of the 2nd. Mets are up 2-0. Jerry Grody. Pitch from Durker. That's a patient 18. That's ball 4. Grody walks. Grody doesn't have much speed. He will be playing station to station. Buddy Harrelson, an 8. That's a tough out. 41. And that is a tough out 41 pop-up. That's going to be in the infield shortstop. Calling for it. That's Menke. 1 out. Next is the pitcher. Let's see if he can bunt. Bunts on a 2-12. Gentry is a 3. 2-12. We've got a 7, so he does bunt, and he's a bunter, C bunter, and it's bunted to the third baseman. He's gonna have 1 play, and that's the first. 5-4 sacrifice. Going to second is Grody. 2 outs. Amos Otis. Amos Otis struck out in his first at bat. Here's the pitch from Durker. That's a 7. That's in play. 81. And that is a fly ball center field. Over and around it is the center fielder Wynn. Squeezes it for the out, and that retires the side. Go to the bottom of the 2nd. Dennis Menke is up. Here's a pitch. That's a 4. And a 4 off is a patient 47, and that is a ball that's pulled down the line into left field corner. After it is Jones to the wall. It rolls around first and into second with a big turnaround second. And no, he goes back. Leadoff double for Dennis Menke. Gary Gentry. That's a 4. Patient 71. Patient 71, and that's a fly ball center field. We could potentially try to tag up on this. Menke is a 7. Let's see what kind of fly ball it is. It's a deep fly ball to center field. I could try to, but I would risk making the second. Well, there's 1 out now. If he gets there to third, he could score on a ground ball. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Let's try it. It's a center field. Let's see the center fielder's arm. AG flied out. So the center fielder's arm is going to be a 7. A 7. So we're looking for Menke. Menke at second base is a 7. So 7 or less, and he tags up. Let's try it. It's a 9, and he's going to be thrown out. He's going to be thrown out. So yeah, thrown out trying to go to third. 8-5. Throw is right on the money from Tommy Agee to the third baseman, Wayne Garrett. That's 2 out. Johnny Edwards. Here's a pitch. That's a 6. That's a tough 16. Strike 3, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no runs, 1 hit. Go to top of the third. Kenny Boswell leading it off. 11, that's patient, a patient 35, and that is a base on balls. So Boswell's going to try to get a jump, a 3, and he does. Who's the catcher? Let's check out the catcher. That's who did I say it was? It was let's see, Lafari fly out center field. I have to hold on a second. Let me just do that. Fly out, run around at third, fly out center field. And then it's outfield assist. And then let's put out there. Out. And that brought us Edwards, who struck out. Okay, let's see where we were here. I totally forgot. Kenny Boswell is up. Cleon Jones is up. We rolled a hold on, let me see if I can remake this in my brain. Something good was happening. It was an 11. It was patient, I believe. Now that was a walk. So then a 3 is going to be defense. He was trying to steal. Okay, Kenny Boswell is trying to steal. So we're going to find out Edwards. Johnny Edwards is a 2-arm. So a 2-arm is pretty good. So here's the throw down to 2C, and it's going to be fair, and he is safe at second base. Throw not in time, so Kenny Boswell steals second. Johnny Edwards with a good arm. Almost got him. All right. Cleon Jones, 10. That's in play, 25. That's a line drive base hit. And will that score our boy? And he's going to question mark. We're going to roll. We're going to try to score him. The ball has hit the center field, and it's an 11. He is out at the plate. It's out at the plate, 8-2. That is Jimmy Wynn, guns down, Kenny Boswell, and going to second because he's a 7 is Cleon Jones. All right, so we've had 2 players thrown out trying to advance. Doug Rader. So Kenny Boswell walked, then still second, and now he's on a single. He's thrown out at the plate. And batter goes to second. It's going to be 8-5. And that's it. All right. Shamsky. Here's a pitch to Shamsky. That's a 6. That's a tough 43. And that's a little ground ball. That's popped up. That's foul. And then the next pitch is pop up. Shortstop, 2 outs. Wayne Garrett. Here's a pitch. It's a 9. That's a tough 61. And that is a ground ball to shortstop over to first, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit. Lots of outfield assists today here in this game. Bottom of the third, 2-0 Mets. 1969, payoff pitch baseball. Fast action cards. Bottom of the third, Doug Rader, Larry Durker, that's a 10. A tough 79, and that is a ground ball to the shortstop. Harrelson over to first, low throw, scooped out by Kranepool. 5, tough out. Tough out 90 should be a strikeout, and it is. Top of the order with 2 outs. Jesus Salou, that's a 5. That's a tough out, 53. And that is a fly to right over is Shamsky. And he squeezes it for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits. It's that time of the game where we shuffle the top of the 4th. Hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's safe out there. All right, we're ready to roll. Ready to roll using fast action cards. I just dropped a bunch. All right. Usually not Butterfingers. All right, here goes. Eddie Kranepool, Larry Durker, that's a 2. That's a wheelhouse. 1 to 45, and that's a deep drive. And a 62 is going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Menke over to first in time. Next batter is Grody. And that was Garrett with a 6-3. Hold on. Then it was all right, Kranepool grounded out. And now it's Durker versus Grody. That's a 9. That's a tough 40. That's a strikeout. Buddy Harrelson against Larry Durker is a 4. That's ballpark. A ballpark 40. It's going to take us in play, and in play 76 is easy out. Fly ball, can of corn for Jimmy Wynn in center. Go to bottom of the 4th. 2-0 Mets. Joe Morgan leading off. 6. That's a tough 46, and that is a ground ball to the third baseman, Garrett. Over to first in time. Morgan's out by half a step. He can really move it down the line. And Grody struck out, and it was a fly out. And then it's a 5-3 from Morgan. Jimmy Wynn on a 5. Let's make sure. Oh, no, I think we got a. That's an 8. A patient 37. That's ball 4. Wynn walks for the second time. Wynn must have had a lot of walks. His on-base percentage was over 400 from both left and right, so I'm sure he had a lot of walks. Wynn is going to try to get a lead. He does not. Norm Miller, he strikes out quite a bit. So it's going to be Wynn with a walk. And he's going to be the pitch to Norm Miller. It's a 4. That's another a patient 49, and that is a little ground ball and through into center field. And will Wynn go to third? He will not. He will stop at second. So first and second with 1 out. The Astros are threatening here in the bottom of the 4th. 1 out, first and second. It's going to be Dennis Menke and Kurt Blefari. Now you got the Mets are up 2-0. And here's the pitch from Gary Gentry. This is the first trouble he's been in this game. Here's a pitch. That's a 9. A 9 is a ballpark. A 45 is going to be in play. 19 is going to be a long single into the gap in center field. 1 run is going to score. Norm Miller is going to head over to third base. It's an RBI single. It's a 2-1 ball game. Shortstop scores him over to third. Goes Miller. First and third. Infield is in for the Mets now. Kurt Blefari. Gary Gentry looks in for the sign. Tying run is on at third base with only 1 out. It's 2-1 Mets here in the bottom of the 4th. 5. That's a tough out 61. And that is a ground ball to the shortstop with 1 out. They're going to try to score him. That's my home rule. So let's see what happens here. There's going to be a play at the plate. the first time I have to look at the charts. All right, infield in. Let's see. Let's roll. 2d6, it's a 5. So if base is low, 2d is less than 6. A third runner out at home. Batter safe at first. So it's going to be a 6-2. Fielder's choice. First and second, Johnny Edwards. Here's the pitch to Johnny Edwards. 10. That's a tough 83. And that is going to be a ground ball, second base. Over to first, that retires the side. 1 run, 2 hits, 2-1 ball game. Top of the 5th. All right. Gary Gentry leading us off. And he is a 3. That's a 10. That's in play. And in play 93 is a fly to shallow left. Racing in is the left fielder, Jesus Alou. And he makes the catch. Menke, RBI single. Back in the bottom of the 4th. And then it was a fielder. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. What? Yeah, hello. What's up, sweetie? What's there? All right, just get a salad. Yeah, salad. Yeah. Oh. Forget it then. It's too complicated. Nah, too complicated. I have chips here. All right, bye. All right. Sorry, guys. All right. Let's see. Tommy Agee's up. Larry Dierker's on the mound. Top of the 5th. I know where I was. All right. So is Blafari. Okay. Let's back up there. We got. It's going to be a base hit by Menke. It's going to be an RBI single. Okay. And then Blafari is going to hit into a fielder's choice. It's going to be a 6-2 fielder's choice. And then it was ground ball by Edwards. All right. Gentry flies out to left. And it's top of the order. Tommy Agee here in the top of the 5th. 2-1 Mets. That's a 10. That's in play. And in play 74. It's another out. And that's fly ball center field this time. Right center field. Over is Wynn makes the catch. 2 outs. Kenny Boswell with a 9. A 9 is a tough 20. And that's a strikeout. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Go to bottom of the 5th. All right. Doug Rader, 10. A tough 39, and that is a K. Pitcher next. 3, Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 75. Not going to, Wheelhouse 75 is some sort of an out. It is a fly to center. Dierker gave it a ride, but just didn't have the carry. And Alou now. So it's a K and an 8. And here's a pitch to Alou from Gentry. That's a 6. It's a tough 82. And that's a grounder short. Harrelson to his left. Long throw in time. No runs, no hits. We go top of the 6th. Cleon Jones leading us off. A 6. 6 a tough. Tough 40 on Jones's card is line base hit left field. So Jones is on with a single. Try to get a lead. A 7 will not do it. Art Shamsky with a 5 is a patient. A patient 10 is a base on balls. First and second now, and it's going to be Wayne Garrett. Here's the pitch. That's a 9. A tough 21. It's a strikeout. So Garrett strikes out. That's a 6. A 6 is another tough 72, and that is a fly ball center field. Over is the toy cannon, Jimmy Wynn. And it's Jerry Grody with a 4. 4 is a ballpark. A 0-0. That's going to be rare play. Rare play time. What's going to happen here? That's the question. With a runner on base, let's pull a card. It's a 3. A, B, C, or D, or F catcher. Kind of a catcher is Edwards. He is a C. So A, B, C, or D are unable to block pitch pass ball. So there's going to be a pass ball called, and both runners are going to move up. Pass ball. There it is. Second and third now for Jerry Grody. Let's update where we are. All right, so the first batter singled. And then it was a walk. Then we had a strikeout, and now a fly out and a pass ball. Let's get that in there. Second and third, 2 out. Jerry Grody. Here's the pitch. That's a 6. And it's a tough 32, and that's a strikeout. Curveball, big curveball gets Grody. After allowing the first 2 runners on in the top of the 6th, Durker retires 3 in a row. No runs, 1 hit. Bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Mets. Gary Gentry on the mound. Gary Gentry can go till 8, and Durker can go 9. All right, Joe Morgan. Bottom of the 6th. Here goes 8. That's a patient 17, and that is a walk. Morgan's going to try to get a lead. He's a 6. Got an 8, so no lead there. Jimmy Wynn, 6. That's a tough 24. That's a strikeout. 1 out. Norm Miller with a 9. Ballpark, 47. That's in play 44. And that's a ground ball to the third baseman. Will this be a double play? Let's see, a 7, and it won't be. It's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. So Norm Miller grounds out to a fielder's choice. So Morgan walked. That was a strikeout. It's a 5-4 fielder's choice. And Miller's on at first. Miller, what kind of base running? He could potentially do it. Let's try it. No, we don't get the lead. And Dennis Menke, here's the pitch. It's a 9. Niners ballpark. 14. Uh-oh. Goes up to 13 in this ballpark. It's not a home run hitting ballpark, so we're looking at in play 86. That's going to be an out. Ground ball, shortstop, over to first. Retires the side. No runs, no hits. Top of the 7th. 2-1 Mets. 1969 payoff pitch using fast action cards. And this is that time. The top of the 7th is when I shuffle. Just to make sure we're getting a nice random assortment of cards. So both starters are still in the ball game here at the Astrodome in Houston. Astrodome is definitely not a ballpark to hit home runs in, that's for sure. It's 1-13 in the wheelhouse. So that's very unusual that you hit home runs at the Astrodome. Highly unusual. You got to hit on the wheelhouse directly because a ballpark card is not going to help you out at all. All right, we're ready to roll here. Let's see. Buddy Harrelson, here's a pitch. 9. Tough 20. That should be a strikeout, and it is. Durker strikes out Harrelson. Here's the pitcher, 11. A patient 66. And he is a 3, and that is a line drive caught by the second baseman, Joe Morgan. 2 up, 2 down. Tommy Agee, 9. 9 is a tough 95. And that's a fly ball deep left field. Back goes left fielder Alou to the track and makes the catch. That retires the side. 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the 7th. Kurt Blefari, here he goes. 10, that's a tough 0-4, strike 3. Curveball gets Blefari. Next is Johnny Edwards with a 5. That's a tough out 56. And that is a fly to left, 2 out. And next is Doug Rader on a 10. That's a tough 52. And that is going to be a little flare that's going to drop in for a base hit with 2 outs. 2-out single for Doug Rader. And it's the pitcher. And let him bat 7 in play. In play 16. He's a 5. He's a 6. And that's going to be a base hit. Will Rader go to third? And he does. First and third. Actually, there's 2 outs. So if Rader's a 6 or better, he goes to third automatically. And he's a 7. First and third now with 2 outs. So from nothing came something. Larry Durker and Doug Rader, 8 and 9 batters, both get singles. And we may have to bring in a pinch hitter. Let's take a quick peek at what's going on here. All right, let's see how many runs, base hits rather, were allowed. 2 here. 2 more. So we're talking about 5 hits today. Now let's get ourselves Menke. Menke grounded out 6-3. And then it was a K, an L4, and a 7. K. And then it was Blafari who led us off with a strikeout in this inning. Then it was a fly to left. And then it was just back-to-back singles. And now we got first and third. And we're going to bring in a relief pitcher for the Mets. Let's see who we got here. Up is Alou. He's a righty. So we're going to bring in Ronnie Taylor. Ron Taylor is going to come in. All right. So he went 6.2. Give up 5 hits. How many walks did he give up? That's a good question. Gave up 1 there. Another one here. 3 walks. And strikeouts, don't know how many. We'll take a peek. Fill these in. Strikeout there. Strikeouts going red. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. No hit by pitch. No wild pitches. Batter's face 27. All right. It's going to be Taylor coming in. All right. We're ready to roll. Jesus Alou, he's 0 for 3, struck out, flied out, and grounded out. Against Ron Taylor. Ron Taylor, in the replay, has a 4 ERA with a 4-5 record. Here's a pitch. That's an 11 on Taylor. It's a tough 49, and that is a fly ball right field. Over Shamsky, gets under it and makes the catch. No runs, 2 hits, top of the 8th. See if the Mets can hold on. All right, Kenny Boswell leading it off, 5. A patient 67. It's a grounder to short. Menke throws high, nice stretch by the first baseman, Blafari. 1 out. Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones has got 3 hits. He's 3 for 3. That's a 4. That's ballpark. Ballpark 89 is in play. In play 66, and that's going to be a grounder to second. Joe Morgan whips it to first, 2 outs. And now it's Archamsky with a 5. That's a patient 76. And that is a fly to center, 3 up, 3 down. All right, so Alou flied out in the last inning. And then it was 6-3, 4-3, and 8. 6-3, 4-3, and 8. And now it's going to be Joe Morgan leading it off against Ron Taylor. Call him Rod Taylor, like a lot of times, like the actor. 8, that's in play 56. And that's a fly to left. Next is a 7, that's in play 89. Is a ground ball shortstop. In the hole, Harrelson, long throw in time. And next is Norm Miller with a 6. That's a tough 0-0. It's going to be defense. Defense is going to be range 0-2. So it's an error in right field. Let's see, a 0-2 right fielder is a what? Shamsky. Shamsky is a 4. So it's definitely going to be an error. Will it be a 2-base error or 1-base error? That's the question. And it's going to be a 1-base error. So misplayed by Shamsky, and that sends Norm Miller to first. All right, here's the pitch from Ron Taylor to Dennis Menke. It's a 7. That's in play. In play 0-5. That's going to be a ball that's pulled down the line into left field corner. Will Norm Miller be able to score on this? He will. Here comes the tying run. Holy smokes. 2-run, 1-run double, RBI double with 2 outs by Dennis Menke. Kurt Blefari, here's the pitch, 8. That's in play. In play 10, that's going to be a line drive base hit. Oh, and Menke's probably going to score on this too. He does. So the Astros have taken the lead. RBI single by Kurt Blefari's 3-2 ball game. Next is Johnny Edwards. That's a 5. That's a ballpark. Ballpark 69. That's in play. In play 55. That's going to be an out. And that's the inning. Fly ball. Left field. But 2 big runs come in on 2 hits and a big error. And it's 3-2. Last licks for the Mets. Top of the 9th. Durker's going for a complete game. Here goes Wayne Garrett leading us off with an 8. That's a tough foul. 33. And that's a strikeout. Next is Steady Eddie Kranepool with an 8. That's a tough out again. 18. That's a K. Back-to-back K. Seems like Durker's getting stronger as the game progresses. The Mets are down to their last out. They're down 3-2. It's Jerry Grody. Here's the pitch. That's a 3. 3 is defense. 23. 23, and then we're looking at what? We're looking at a range center field. Wynn's range is an F. Not very good range. What do we roll? We roll the 23 range is an F. 1-66 is a hit. What kind of a hit? That's going to be a single. No, outfield. That's going to be a single. Single to the outfield. We're going to get a pinch runner. It's going to be Weiss. And it's Buddy Harrelson. Here's the pitch. That's a 3. Defense again, a 42. Let's see what that's going to become. It's an error third base. Third baseman is Doug Rader. Doug Rader is an error 2. That's not very good. Error 2, 1-56, but that's we pulled a 42. So that's going to be definitely an error on the third baseman. And let's see, that's going to be a 1-base error. So that moves Buddy Harrelson to second base, puts the tying run at second base now, and we got a pinch hitter. Wow. All right. So the Mets have an opportunity to tie this ball game in base hit. And who are we going to bring in? J.C. Martin. Going to bring in J.C. Martin to pinch hit. Here goes. That's a 10. A 10 is in play 51, and that is the final out. Fly ball left field. Over is Jesus Alou. Under it, makes the catch, and the ball game's over. That's made it exciting at the end with no runs and 1 hit and an error. So the Mets lose it in the bottom of the 8th inning on really what was a 2-out error and then a double and a single. They scored 2 runs, took a 3-2 lead, and Mets could not come back from that. That was a 3-2. And let's check out all the hits. So it was 7 hits for the Astros. The Mets had a hit there in the 9th and another one there. 3 hits. 5 hits. You had a couple of ball players thrown out today in today's game. So 5 hits for the Mets, 1 error, 2 errors for the Astros. So the Mets had 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. The Astros had 3 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. The loss is going to go to Taylor. The win is going to go to Durker, who completes the game. Pitches a 5-hitter. Gives up 2 runs. One of which, let's see. You know what? We're going to make. He actually. Wait a second. Yep. All right. So we're going to give him 2 runs, no earned runs. Let's see. Walks 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 walks. Strikeouts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikeouts. No hit batters, no wild pitches. Batters faced, he faced 36 batters. And that's it. Larry Durker goes the complete game, and Durker is going to improve his record to 16-7. And let me finish this up real quick here so I give you the final information. Morgan flied out to left, so it was left 6-3 and E9 in the bottom of the 8th. Lefts 6-3, and then it was an E9, followed by a double, followed by a Blefari huge single, and then a fly ball to left field to end that inning. But it was 3-2 at that point. Then it's Larry Durker comes in at the end, strikes out Garrett, strikes out Kranepool, and allows a single to Grody, a little seeing eye single to Grody. And then it was a pinch runner for Grody. Al Weiss came in to pinch run. And it was an E5 right after that. And that was runners on first and second. And then Taylor saw a pinch hitter. He was pulled for a pinch hitter. It was J.C. Martin who came in, flied out left field, and that was the ball game. Let me take a quick peek, make sure everything's in place. Yes, sirree, it is. And that last out was to left field. All right, so it's Durker 16-7, like I said. And then Ron Taylor's going to go 4-6. He takes the loss. MVP was Dennis Menke. Menke had 3 hits, 2 doubles, and a single. Drove in 1, 2 runs. And Cleon Jones also had 3 hits, so he did pretty well for himself today. Cleon Jones went 3 for 4. That's it. This is CP Cards and Dice. This is Fast Dashing Cards. This is Payoff Pitch Baseball, 1969, game 100. And hey there, Mr. Molly. What is he doing up at this time? This is like the middle of the night for Mr. Molly. He should be asleep. Not be up at this time, sir. Anyway, and that's it. The Mets lose it. Their record is 66-47 now. They're in first place in our 69 replay. The Astros improved their record to 60-56. They're in third place in the NL West. Any other information on my replay? Let's take a quick peek at Cleon Jones batted 340. In reality, he's batting 328 in our replay. He's slowly but surely improving. He was around 305 for a long time, but slowly and surely improved, started getting base hits. Everybody else is pretty much batting where they should. I'll give you some examples. Tommy Agee batted. In reality, he batted 270. He's batting 290. Kenny Boswell batted, I believe, 270. That's a difference of 30 is 60, half that. So that would be about 260. And Boswell's batting, he's batting a little bit better than that. Boswell's batting 316. So but he batted 290 versus righties. And that's almost 60. I'm having trouble figuring this out. 60 points higher, so that would be 30. So it would have been about 260. He's batting 316 right now, so he's doing super well. Cleon Jones, I said, batted 340, batting 328. Art Shamsky batted over 300, and he's batting 305. Garrett batted 210, and he's batting 212. Cranepool batted about 240, 230, and he's batting 250. Jerry Grody batted about 245, and he's batting 241. Buddy Harrelson batted about 250, he's batting 257. The thing with these cards is they give you his batting average versus lefties and versus righties. They don't give you the total, so I try to figure it out in my head real quick. And that's it. So and the pitching, the pitching is never it's hard to replicate wins and losses because there's no way you can control that. There's it's just so many factors come into play with that. So Seaver, for example, is not having the 69 season that he had. His ERA is amazing, but he's just not winning the games. They're not scoring runs for him. How can you control that, right? So I'll tell you what our next game is, because replay PC game tells me what is what here, and it'll tell me exactly who I'm playing, gives me the date, gives me the record, gives me all the stats. I don't have to do anything except just kind of roll it out and enjoy the game. Let's see now. I just woke up, by the way. Okay. Let's see. No, not here yet. Nothing yet. Haven't seen the Mets in like 3 days. They must have been getting rained out. There it is. Tom Seaver versus San Diego. So we're going to have to pull San Diego. Somebody named Sisk. Tommy Sisk. Tommy Sisk has 3 wins with an ERA of 7. So let's close that. Tommy Sisk. So we're going to pull out the San Diego Padres. And this was a 2-game set against the Houston Astros. The Mets lose both games. I believe it was a 2-game set, or was it 3? It may have been a 3-game set. Let me look. Hold on. It was a Monday. Mets on Monday. Yeah, they played Houston. Mets lost on Monday. Then the Mets lost. No, they won on Tuesday with Kuzman. Kuzman pitched a 1-hitter. I don't think I streamed that one. And then on Wednesday, they lost again. So the Mets lost 2 out of 3 to the Houston Astros. And now it's the Mets with Seaver facing Sisk. They were rained out on Friday night, it seems. And it's Saturday, August 16th. It's going to be Tommy Terrific, which is always a blast. All right, always a blast to have to roll Tom Terrific. He is a master. Where are the there they are? The Houston Astros. They went flying across my table. All right, let me find a rubber band for them to wrap them up. Put them away. I'll pull out the San Diego Padres and pitch a Seaver game tonight. Just set it up. Hope you enjoyed this presentation of the 1969 Mets and Payoff Pitch Baseball using fast action cards. You can see how quick and easy it is. It's really a player-friendly game, very, very easy. The cards are gorgeous. As you can see, I have them in sleeves to protect them. They're really amazing cards. The colors are very easy on the eyes. Very easy on the eyes. Soft colors of yellows and blues and greens and grays. And then Tommy Seaver's a 3 pitcher hitting card. And that may have been there already, so let's see. And will the Mets are going to be back home. That's good news. Mets will be back home, so Seaver will be on top. And we just have to pull the San Diego Padres. This is CP Cards and Dice saying that, guys, thanks for stopping by. Go to our Facebook page or Facebook group network, the Payoff Pitch group network. And I'll be posting stuff up there. And there's a lot of tutorials and there's a lot of chat about about Payoff Pitch, and it's grown exponentially over the last 3 weeks. We started with no group at all, and I started the group, and all of a sudden we got over 70 followers, members, just like that in a very short period. So there's a lot of people out there that like Payoff Pitch Baseball. So let's continue growing that forum. It's a free speech forum. You can sell stuff if you want to sell stuff. You can say what you want to say. You can say this game is the best or that game is the best. And we can talk about why and that sort of thing. It's fairly, it's an open forum. We're not going to, start kicking people out for every little thing. It's not draconian. It's not a law and order forum. It's kind of just an open forum for discussion, basically. And the positive, productive discussions will be embraced and they'll be pushed forward. And the other ones will, they'll kind of die out because people are not going to be on, supporting it. It's that simple. So it's going to be kind of by popular demand. And that's it. So this is CP Cards and Dice. Remember, join our Payoff Pitch. If you like Deep Drive Baseball, we have a Deep Drive Baseball Facebook group as well. Go to Deep Drive Baseball, and we'll get you in there. Apply, and we'll get you in there. We'll approve you. And this is CP Cards and Dice. And stay safe, stay healthy. And I will see you in a few hours with another game. Take care.